Yo, what's good everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be taking another look at the best deck in the game, Chaos. So I don't think I made any changes to the deck. I don't remember if I was playing Mystic Box before, but I did add it to my deck. So the thing about Mystic Box is I think it's a very good card, but usually it's not played because it doesn't do much on its own. It's more like a card you want to use to dodge and so on, and put your opponent in a scenario where they have to play around it. And if they pop it, it triggers and does like some stupid stuff. It also works very well with Chaos Hats. So in a pure build like this one, I think it's worth it to play Mystic Box, but in like a branded build or something else, maybe it's not worth it. This card would have been way better and 100% more playable if this said, if it read like Dracotail Horn. So a Dracotail Horn says you can return the monster either to the hand or the extra deck to trigger the effect. So if you return it to either one of these, then you can place one card from blah 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 and draw. This effect does not actually mention extra deck. So this means you have to spin the monster back to the hand. So they were careful making this so that you don't spin back your extra deck monsters, and then you still get to trigger this effect where you pop a card and then it's optional to summon. Imagine everyone played this, guys, where they don't need a monster in the hand because this is optional to summon. You just spin back, dodge, and pop a card on the field non-targeting. That's very powerful. So unfortunately, yep, they made it that way. I don't think, I mean, people would still play it, yeah. And splash into other decks. But yeah, we're going to be playing this card. I think it's pretty decent. And here's the thing about this card. I think the reason they actually gave us this card that works differently than the Mind Shuffle dodge effects is because, you know, Fallen and the Virtuous is an issue. It's not just Fallen Virtuous, it's just like when your Mind Shuffle is exposed. So let's say, you know, you spin back your Black Chaos to summon Luster Soldier and you have no other level 7s. Your Mind Shuffle is now exposed, so they can chain Fallen the Virtuous to pop this, okay? This deck obviously doesn't care about this anymore because with this and like all these, it's just impossible for them to have like a chance to actually pop the Mind Shuffle because you will have so many level 7. You can even have up to 4 level 7s at one time, which is insane. Because of, you know, Curtain and then this as well, Harmonia and this. So if you only control one, like Black Chaos, and then you spin back some Luster, they pop it. This is why they gave us, I think, Mystic Box, because Mystic Box actually does not play into that. This is your counter to that play. Because if they go for any targeting effect to stop the Black Chaos, you chain Mystic Box instead of the Mind Shuffle. This does not spin it back for cost. It spins it back on resolution. So that's the point where they can't activate any more cards, and the cards are actually resolving now in the chain. So what they have to do now is... Sorry, what will happen is like this on resolution will spin it back, and then it's going to pop a card non-targeting on the field, and then summon this. And then if they chain anything on new chain, you spin this back and summon Black Chaos to protect your Mind Shuffle. So at no point can they actually pop your Mind Shuffle or do anything, because if you go Mystic Box and then they chain Fallen the Virtuous to pop this, Black Chaos is still on the field. And it's going to be protecting, right? So the chain resolves in a way where it doesn't get popped, and then this resolves, spins it back, summons Luster. So that's like how you dodge that play if you only control, you know, one level 7. So that's where Mystic Box is actually very good. And then the other thing is Spell Shattering Sword is also like very good because you can use this in the damage step if you need to. And there are a lot of cards that actually cannot be used in the damage step. So if there's a problematic card, what you do is you don't actually activate this if they can negate the effects, right? You go damage step, attack, go damage step, activate this in the damage step. Negate that card, change it to 0, and then you attack over it with literally anything, even Karibo, because it changes the attack to 0. Negates it and gets rid of that. So this is actually one of like the best cards, I think. And if there is one card from these that I would play if I splash this deck into anything else, I would say Spell Shattering Sword. I think this card's very good. And yeah, Chaos Hat, so you guys know how good this is. And I haven't made any other changes to the deck, so let's hop into some replays. We have all of these today. And some of them are actually quite long. So let's watch this one first against Dark Magician, I think. What in the world? Super Soldier? Okay, I guess Super Soldier Chaos Dark Magician. He plays Chaos Scepter Blast. Yeah, this is a mega bricky deck, guys. I mean, it's fun, but this is super bricky. Yeah. Okay. So let's see his hand. He actually has a turn 0 play with Grifo and Multiplying Grifo. And then brick, and I think that's a brick as well. He can't really do anything with this. Top deck is also a brick, but he's gonna shuffle the deck with Grifo. So yeah, this is why you don't like play super bricky decks like this. He actually didn't draw any of the Super Soldier stuff. This is all like just Dark Magician and Chaos. Chaos will carry this deck. I think Dark Magician on its own doesn't do enough. You can argue they can like push through stuff, but like if you actually stop and think about what are they pushing through, like what's like making me negate their cards? There's nothing besides Dragoon. So if you stop the Dragoon, everything else is whatever. They have to link climb, right? This guy does not actually play a link climb deck, so it doesn't even matter. All right. Okay, so our hand looks insane because this deck is built in a way where it can go both first and second. Actually, going second is better. But I won the coin flip, so I'm going first. Curtain and Grifo, and we also have this live, so you can discard this whenever, and we also have a full loss. So if you went second, it's an auto win, because he can't Ash both of these. He needs Ash Call By, which, you know, a lot of people have actually been opening Ash Call By, like every freaking duel you guys are going to see, and you guys have seen the previous duels as well, like, it's just horrible for me. I'm suffering with Call By and Ash. So I'm going to start off with Curtain. So you always lead Curtain over Grifo, because if Grifo gets stopped here, my turn actually ends. I can link climb a bit with Curtain and go Zena, Send, and then still access my plays. And then go for this, discard Ritual Spell, set my Mind Shuffle. So I still have my full combo in the end. But Curtain is way better to start with, because if they Ash this, that's completely fine. I still get to play. If they don't Ash it, we go Dark Magician, add a Dragoon, and then we can go into Demod, and then chain the Gaze of Demise. And then we get to add our Souls, or Multiplying Kribo, and we have a negate for anything else they have in hand. So that's really broken. And then you go for Grifo, and they can't stop it. So he actually goes Grifo, so I'm actually going to chain my own Grifo. Then he goes Multiplying Kribo. Okay. So I was thinking here he's probably on Chaos here. So he goes Set Mind Shuffle, I'm going to summon, add a Gaze of Demise. Now when I see this tells me it's a Dark Magician build. And I don't worry too much about like a full-on Dark Magician build. I play a small Dark Magician package that's different than Dark Magician build. Dark Magician builds are actually quite bricky, mainly because they have to play things like this. And like some people play like the Trap as well. Eternal Soul and like these other cards which don't really do much for you. Yeah. So this card tells me he's playing Dark Magician, and I have to actually like think about my plays more like better, because I will run out of interruptions quite fast if I just waste my interruptions on random shit he's activating. Okay, this is where people think Dark Magician is better than Chaos because it plays through a lot. No, it's just your opponent doesn't know what to stop because there's a lot of things you're doing. But in the end, like all of these things you're doing actually lead to the same thing. Demob Dragoon. Aside from this, like the deck doesn't do anything. So when you go Curtain's actually quite risky in the mirror match because it's double-edged sword, especially against Dark Magician. This could make you lose the duel, but it can also make you win the duel. Okay. So yeah, it's a very good card. I definitely would not side this out. I would still play it, but you have to be careful of how to use this card. Okay. So he goes Mind Shuffle. First I go Mind Shuffle. He goes Mind Shuffle, and then I chain Gaze of Demise. Why? Because I want him to be in a scenario where when he activates Mind Shuffle, I can actually stop it. So I obviously don't know if he has a card that can be summoned at the moment, like Black Chaos or Lost Soldier. So I have to wait for him to add, which he's doing right now, and this is my opportunity to go into Dragoon. So because he can't activate the other effect to spin this back now, in case he had something in hand. So I'm gonna go immediately into this. Now, because I actually used a OG Dark Magician, this can also pop a card, non-targeting, and inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack. So keep that in mind, because if I don't manage to put up like something to banish this, or this, I can pop it with this and it's non-targeting. So we're gonna add our Archfiend, activate Archfiend, he activates his own Archfiend, and then he's gonna add Black Chaos. I'm actually gonna chain this now, just to establish a level 9 immediately. So then if he activates anything, I can actually spin back whenever. Watch this, okay? He is gonna add Black Chaos, we add our own Black Chaos, we trigger its effect to force out multiple link Rebo, then we spin it back. And we're gonna summon a Black Chaos, and now because he used the Mind Shuffle, I can go Dragoon negate that. Now, the thing is, I think he just played that incorrectly. Yep. He should have just not used this and just kept this on the field. I get to summon, and then on resolution like this is gonna summon a OG Dark Magician. When it summons OG Dark Magician, he will have 2 level 7s on the field. So what happens is, if I go Black Chaos to banish this, he spins it back, spins one of them back, either this or the OG Dark Magician. He summons Black Chaos, but then I chain Dragoon to negate this, then he spins back the other one. Some Black Chaos. Now, obviously, I will know this. I will not actually make that play because, I'm a Chaos player. I know he can actually do that now. And this is a point of interaction you need to understand. If you only control one monster that mentions Light and Darkness that can be summoned off this, you can still spin 2 back and only summon 1. How? Because, let's say he has double Dark Magician. He spins one of them back to dodge, and then I chain Dragoon. He can spin the other one back, and then he gets to summon his Black Chaos. So if you read this real quick, it says, when your opponent activates a card effect, you can return 1 level 7 or higher monster you control to the hand. Special summon 1 monster that mentions Light and Darkness Ritual from the hand with a different name. So it has to be a different name. As long as it's a different name, it doesn't matter. You can spin both back, and then only summon 1, right? So you basically cancel the first effects. To spin back again and summon this. So I'm going to Dragoon negate this now, because he misplayed. Okay, now how would I have beaten this, whatever he's doing here? It's easy. You just go Dragoon to pop, which is what I was thinking I would do, but then he made this misplay. You go Dragoon to pop, and then you would pop one of his level 7s, so he would have to actually spin back to some Black Chaos, or he lets it get popped. It doesn't really make a difference, because then he will only control 1. Then I go Black Chaos, target this, and then if he chains, I go Dragoon negates. So Dragoon is like really disgusting. It's like a Baron, but on crack. So we're gonna add back our Curtain with this. We go Ritual Light and Dark, add back. He has lots of cards in his hand here. We're gonna normal summon the Grateful, go into the Anima, and then summon our Archfiend. You can see I only shuffle back the Light and Darkness Ritual. Because some people only play one Archfiend, which is quite weird to be honest. Some people also play one Ritual Light and Dark. So I basically just gave this guy the benefit of the doubt that he's not an idiot and he's not playing one ritual spell. He's actually playing 2, okay? I don't know if he is right now, so let's actually check. He does play a double ritual spell. Yep, okay. So I was correct, he's not an idiot. And then he also plays double Archfiend. So the correct play would just banish the Archfiend, so he only has one more Archfiend in the deck. And if I banish that one, he's gone. He doesn't have any more ways to access Archfiend or the ritual spell. Consistently, at least. But then again, like, he is actually playing this. So Archfiend doesn't really matter that much anymore because this can set the ritual spell. So I'm going to summon the Archfiend, go into Little Knight, and then banish the Archfiend, and this keeps one Mind Shuffle in the grave, so if he plays only one, he's hooked, because he has a Grateful in hand, as you guys can see, but he will not be able to use it if he plays only one Mind Shuffle. But he plays 2, alright? So we're gonna go Black Chaos banish it instead of this, because this actually banishes face down. So if he plays only 2 copies, he will not. It's not usable for the rest of the build. Let's see how many copies he plays. He is going to be on 2 copies. Okay, nice. So we made the correct play here. He can't activate Multiplying Creeper for the rest of the build. I mean, he can, but like he can't summon another Multiplying Creeper off this. So we're gonna go Curtain, and that's like the biggest issue, because if they are able to link climb and they go Multiplying Creepers on the field, it's going to make it so much easier to link climb. So he's going to activate Grateful in response to my Curtain. So you can see, like, I actually give him a Dark Magician here. But I do take that risk because it's worth it. I need the discard for Dragoon. And then also establish another level 7 just in case he has something to pop. So definitely 100% worth it. So then he's going to add, I'm going to actually negate this, and then he chains Gaze of Demise on this. So what I'm thinking here is he probably has something here. There's no way he's an idiot where he goes like this, and then I go SP banish it, right? So he probably had something. I'm not sure what he had here. But he had a Mystic Box, which I was not expecting, because a lot of people actually don't play this card. you can see how powerful this card is when it actually goes through. I can't really stop this here. I already used Dragoon. I'm using SP right now. This is summonable because I can discard the ritual spell, but there is no reason to summon this. I want to keep this in the hand. And I'm already adding with this, so I can't spin back to summon. So Black Chaos actually protects my back row, so I don't have to worry about these getting popped by the Mystic Box. His Gaze is gonna fizzle, and then SP also fizzles, so SP stays on the field. This gets spun back to the hand, and then no Dragoon. And then the Red Eyes is actually still going to be negating the Mind Shuffle and destroying it. So I'll see how this results here. Now, he can't pop my back row, he can't pop the Dragoon, he can't pop this, he either has to pop this or this. If he doesn't pop one of these, he actually doesn't get the effect to summon Black Chaos here. That's another misplay he made. Yep. So he had to pop one of these. And then we're going to add Archfiend, discard it, and then we are going to add a Luster. And now we have Tag and Tag Out with both of these, and we're good. We're set here. Spin back the OG Dark Magician, summon the Skull Dragon, and then Skull Dragon sets a Chaos Hat or Mystic Box. Then he goes Dark Circle. So with Dark Circle, here's what happened, I think. This reads, if a Dark Magician is normal special to your field, you can target one card your opponent controls and banish it. I did not want him to banish a card here, because he can't get rid of this, or the Mind Shovel, but he can get rid of this, right? And the Dark Magician. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking about this now. Maybe I should just let that go through, because he can't banish my back row, right? Yeah. Okay. I didn't really think much about this. Like, I saw Circle and I was like, yeah, banish Circle. But, yeah, when you actually think about it here, there's no reason to actually banish the Circle. It's only banishing SP, or if he targets this, I spin it back. It's only SP that he can banish off this. Okay, I guess I was maybe worried about, like, him chaining something like Fall the Virtuous, but he would have used it if he had that, right? So he goes, Chain Curtain, that's fine. He summons OG Dark Magician. I get to summon Farah off of this as well. And now he gives me another level 8. I have 3 ways to spin back here. And now I'm going to banish his Circle, which actually didn't matter. Even though he could have triggered it, he didn't. But I would be on the higher chain to actually banish it, so it doesn't, you know, banish off this. Okay, so I guess we kind of wasted the Lesser. That's a misplay on my end. And then we're going to summon Skull Dragon again. He goes for this set Curtain, that's fine. At this point, because he already used this and Curtain, it's over. Like, there's just nothing you can do unless you can Link Climb. Have Spell Shafting Sword, which I'm saving for D-Mod, in case he can, like, add the one that confused. Does he play it? I forgot what it's called, but okay, he doesn't actually play it, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to Spell Shafting Sword on this, make it 0 and negate its effect, reveal the one engrave. And then he has to go Soldier of Chaos, which doesn't matter. So I'm going to gain 800 and reduce him by 800 with this. This is actually going to come up, it's going to be very good. Dragoon is at 5k, but gets banished in the end phase. And then, yeah, I was going to add a Swordman off of this, but we just drew the Swordman anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to activate to spin back, summon Swordman. And then he goes into this over Dragoon. He attempts to stop my, pop the Chaos Hat, and this is engraved. So I'm going to chain Chaos Mystic Box here. I'm going to spin this back, pop his back row, and then I'm going to summon a Luster. We can't get rid of this, it's unaffected, and we can't target or destroy this by card effects. So let's see what we do. We are going to go Ritual Light and Dark, add back this just in case he has something. And then we are going to activate the Swordman because he has 2. This is why I didn't... Actually, even if I could, I wouldn't have used this because we need to get the banish. And this, again, can't target anyway. So, yeah, we banish this. And then we can go Far Reveal Light and Darkness in case he has like a bell or something. Which he probably would have used if he had that. And then he goes Farah, and then we are going to gain 800 again off this. So he can actually gain 100 attack for each spell in both Graves and Banishment. So he's going to gain 1k, I think, if I remember correctly. Yep, there's 10 spells in both Graves and Banishments. So what I do is I just attack with the big Skull Dragon. He gains 1000. He's at 38. I'm at 48. So this guy gained 1800 attack on these 2 turns and also reduced him by 800. And now this is game. Otherwise, like, this would not have been game because I can't stack over him with anything else. And we win. Okay. Let's watch this one against, what is this? Unknown. It's oh, never mind. This is different. Yep. So we are. Yep, that's deck. Okay. We're gonna be playing against Umbral. His hand actually sucks. He was banking on me like either passing on Fua or giving him draws of Fua, and then the Ash would obviously stop one of these. And then he has a starter up this, and this is full combo on its own. But these are just dead. So let's see. I go main phase here, and then we're gonna activate Corrupted. He Ashes. I go look at the hand. Banishes only. Get rid of his only starter, and then go Swordman for full combo, and he loses. Nice. That was a quick one. So let's watch this one against Sky Striker now. Okay, so he is gonna go set the MST and then go linkage, send it to summon the 0. I'm gonna trigger Multiplying Cribble. Multiplying Cribble is not great against this deck because he can just go FNV, pop it. They have lots of ways to stop it. He can go for the spell to take control or negate it. Yeah. Definitely a card I would side out. So he goes linkage into Kagari. I'm saving the Skull Dragon. This is because if he has a Fallen Virtuous, he would just be able to pop. So there's no reason for me to actually use it here. So we wait till the end phase. See what he adds. He only adds this, so I can actually go for it now. Wait for him to set Fallen Virtuous, and then we activate it. Discard the Curtain. So I was thinking, should I keep Curtain or go for this? I thought I should do this. Now looking back, was it the correct play to discard Curtain? I think still yes, because my thought process I think was I wanted to go Black Chaos, add back Curtain later on, to have like an extra push that he doesn't expect, and I do play Lynx as well, and then I can put up lethal damage with the Dark Magician stuff as well. And he would not expect that. He would use up all of his interruptions on these. Because this hand is actually quite decent. And I will also set something here. I think Mystic Box is it? Or, yep, Mystic Box. This is because I know he has Widow Anchor, but I didn't know he had two. I thought one of them was Droplet. So he has... Oh my god, guys. He ashed me. Actually, did he ash me? No. He has Ash Blossom and Cold Bloody Grave. Like I said, like everyone opens these two against me. My worst two cards ever. I hate these cards so much. If they ban these, like the game is fixed. Pretty much. And then he has Lemnis Gate to spin back. He has Widow Anchors, and then he has a Fallen Virtuous. That's a very disgusting board. Mainly because of these two. You can beat the other stuff. Yep, you guys can see. Like this would have just won the duel here, but yeah. Ash Blossom. Celtic, he goes for this. I go cast Mystic, and then I was not expecting this one. So he is gonna take control of the Celtic, and then because he took control, this is actually gonna mean that if he controls like another one of these or something, he can't activate them because it's in the monster zones, right? So what I do is I actually make this face up and attack. I go Swordman, place this. I can't activate it because I know he has FNV. So I'm gonna attack. Here I would most likely just lose because he has FNV and I can't really do anything here. So I'm gonna attack over him. He also didn't go Cold Bloody Grave for some reason. I don't know why. There's no reason for this. Probably not. I don't know why he did this. And then he goes FNV on this. I was attempting to attack over this and then keep this on his main monster zone, but it doesn't really matter that much because in the end phase it comes back to my side of the field. So then his stuff was live anyway. So I don't know why he did this, to be honest. That was 100% a mistake because now I can actually chain my Shuffle and then discard the Archfiend. And now he should have Cold Bite, but he didn't for some reason. Now, if I look at the graveyard, like, what would I add off this? I guess add this back with the Ritual Spell. If he, like, negates... If he Cold Bites this, I guess, I would add this or this back. It doesn't really make that much of a difference, right? Yeah, I mean, actually, I would still, like, have a level 7 or higher because of this and Ritual Spell, so discard one, and then I still have Mind Shuffle. But, yeah, this is an issue. So he definitely misplayed here, and we're gonna actually play off his misplay. We basically lost. We were gonna lose because of Ash and Cold Bloody Grave. The other cards are whatever. We go add back Curtain, and this is what I was talking about before. So I guess he could have also went Lemnis Gate instead of go FNV to pop. But then it would spin back to my hand, which doesn't make that much of a difference, to be honest. So now we summon Black Chaos. He spins back the Mind Shuffle, and then we go Black Chaos to banish. He now activates this too late. I don't know why you do this now. Then we go Curtain. Now we go OG Dark Magician, add Gaze. We go Diamond into Souls. And then Souls is gonna dump a Swordman. Summon, go Link 1 into Link 2 Cross Sheep. And then summon the Dragoon. trigger this, revive the souls, or multiplying Karibo, and then we go into SP to banish his Ecclesia Synchro. He was hoping I wouldn't know about Ecclesia Synchro or I'd forget about it, but it is a big issue right now, so I had to get rid of this. And then he's gonna scoop here, because I also have these now. I can set this and use it on his turn. I have Luster and yeah, Dragoon. And if I spin back the black, the Swordman, it will be my discard for Dragoon as well. Yeah, in this duel, I think he got super pissed, and then he was like, fuck you, and he left. He actually said fuck you and left. Alright, I think you guys are gonna see why. So he's going first this time, and you guys know we're going second deck. So we actually opened good here as well. So we're gonna search immediately and get access to this, because I know he's on FNV. The issue was I had to take this risk because I can either wait till the end phase and not get greedy, but it would give me a lot less, because this hand I would think just loses to his board. Harmonia is mid against them, and then this is just not enough. So I had to bank on the fact he doesn't have Fallen the Virtuous or MST, so that I can make this play, and then make this play before he goes engage and starts drawing into these cards. So this confirmed to me he doesn't have FNV or MST here. So I'm going to activate this now. Discard the Spell Shattering Sword, activate it to set a Mystic Box. And he goes Kagari, we're going to Harmonia this. In case he draws into a Fallen Virtuous or a MST, I want to have 2 level 7s to play around him going Chain, pop the Mind Shuffle. So I pop this and send a Wind Pegasus. He goes for Shark Cannon to get rid of Wind Pegasus. I spin back some Black Chaos. And then activate Black Chaos, add back Spell Shattering Sword. He goes Hornets. Spin back again. Summon the Skull Archfiend. And then you can see like how much advantage this card gives you. It makes your hand go from a hand that probably cannot beat his board to making him use up all his resources, all his interruptions, and also gives you so many interruptions on your turn and ways to actually stop your opponents. So he goes into Prototype to actually stop this. Like, I think it can also stop Black Chaos because it changes the effect. This is exactly what I was afraid of, which is why I summoned Harmonia immediately. Because now he goes MST in response while I'm making my Skull Archfiend, Black Skull Dragon plays. I can spin back and summon Black Chaos to protect. So you will almost always have 2 level 7s in this deck, which is what makes it so good. So we can spin back Black Chaos. He goes MST to pop. We spin back the Harmonia, summon Black Chaos. And then he goes for this. This doesn't matter because he's using up all his interruptions now. Used up MST. Used up the Lemnis Gate, which he should have been saving. But now he's forced to use it. And I still have all of these in my hand, and I already established these 2. So this is game over. And I also set up my graveyard as well. Yeah, this is game over. Goes 0, add, engage, doesn't matter, it's over. He is gonna set Shared Wide, has double Widow Anchor, that's fine. We can go Ritual Spell, add back. This is gonna give him draws every time I add from deck or grave to the hand. So then he draws into another one. We're gonna go Grifo, and then chain this. And then he's like, fuck you. Set this, we activate it, he chains, we go Chaos Hats, and then he chains this. We go Mystic Box, because in the case where he has a droplet, I can actually spin back with Mind Shuffle here. And if this was another Widow Anchor, which I was thinking could be, it's better to chain Mystic Box first, and then if he chains this again, we chain Mind Shuffle. Because Mystic Box would actually pop this, so he has to use it now. Then I go Mind Shuffle, spin it back. This is all possible because of the Black Skull Dragon. You see how we made him use up all his interruptions, so he only ends on 3 interruptions, and then we gave ourselves all of this. Some Black Chaos go Chaos Hats, so because we spend back the Black Skull Dragon, this Chaos Hat still resolves because it checks only on resolution, whether you control a monster that mentions Ritual Fighting Dark. On resolution, we will have the Black Chaos, which we did, and then it's going to resolve. Beautiful play, right? And then we set a Spell Shattering Sword, trigger the Archfiend, and he just scoops here. This was lethal damage. Yep. Let's watch this one against Invoked. Okay, so opponent is going to go AWAS into the AWAS. Okay. Goes normal Crowley. I actually have no drops here. So we're going to have to watch the opponent put up a full board. This was a mistake, if I'm not mistaken. Why would you summon Oshinios immediately? And in the central monster zone here, don't you have to link? Oh, he actually does link. Yeah, that is that's not good. So he's gonna go for Invoked with 3 fusions, so that means he can look at my extra deck and banish 3 cards. So he looks, he banishes these 3. This actually turns off my Harmonia, because in this build I actually play only 5 synchros, I think, or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I only play 5. So he is gonna, yeah, turn that off and then get rid of one of my targets for FNV. Maybe he should have gotten both, gotten rid of both targets. What do you guys think? I think D-mod, right? Instead of Chaos Angel. So we're gonna go Corrupted Ritual. Let's see what he has. He can like fuse with this. He has Droplet. He has this Floodgate and then SP. So we're gonna go Black Chaos and then chain the Fallen Virtuous to pop the Peliga. And now we get rid of the Floodgate. He triggers this to revive and fuse. We're gonna add immediately a Black Skull Dragon, and then look at this. We go Black Skull Dragon, discard Ritual Spell. He goes Fuse into the Invoked. And then we are gonna activate the effect. He chains. We spin back, summon the Swordman. Actually, we summon Luster instead. Okay. He banishes my. Oh yeah, that's why I summoned the Luster over Swordman, because he was gonna banish my back row, my what do you call it? The graveyard. Banish the Ritual Spell. So that means if he has something to stop the Swordman, he can. With the Droplet, as you can see. So I went Luster instead, which plays around this. And then I force out his back row. And then he has 0 interruptions. Yep. And now we can attack. Attack again. And now we can go Black Chaos. Place the Mind Shuffle and pass. And then we can set a Fallen the Virtuous and we win. It's game over. Draws into Ash. Oh my god, bro. Fucking Ash Blossom. We need to get rid of this card, guys. We need like a petition to ban Ash Blossom and Call by the Grave as soon as possible. So now I only have Luster and a Fallen Virtuous, and I have lots of interruptions here. And then he just goes here. Nice. Game 2. We're gonna go. Are we going second here? Oh, I'm going first. He made me go first. Yeah, this guy was insane. He sided in Shifter and made me go first. What do you guys think about this play, by the way? I don't know that that's a good play, but because my deck is actually a going second deck, it's not the worst play ever. But he doesn't know that, right? Okay. So I set the Mind Shuffle, and then I use it in the main phase. This does play into the draw, but guess what? I have Called by the Grateful, the draw and Lockbird. Then I go Talents, look at the hand. So if he uses any hand trap here, he loses immediately. So I'm gonna go Ritual Flight and Dark, some Black Chaos Tributes, and then go D-Mod add Curtain Effect. Summon OG Dark Magician, he summons Alistair. And then we're gonna go normal Multiplying Kribo, go into Cross Shape, and then summon Dragoon. Revive the Multiplying Kribo. And then we can activate the Archfiend. Shuffle back our Black Chaos, summon it, and then we can link into SP, banish his Alistair, and then we can go into Fancy Ball. I forgot, haven't played Fancy Ball in a while, so Fancy Ball actually is not live here. It does nothing, because if you revive it off Charmer on your turn, this can't be used as link materials, and it has to use itself. And then this effect right here doesn't matter, because it's only on the turn it's summoned. But my main idea behind this, okay, I didn't just do this blindly. I was trying to actually revive the Dragoon, so that, first of all, it doesn't get banished off Gaze, and second of all, the Super Poly. I was worried about him having Super Poly because he plays like Invoked, which he does play Super Poly, as you guys can see. And I didn't want him to Super Poly my board. So that's why I made this play. So the only thing I changed is instead of summoning Fancy Ball back, I'd summon SP. Yep, so we are gonna summon here, and then we are gonna set and pass. Nice. This is sold under Super Poly. So I'm choosing and picking like what I want to play around here. So we have a level 7 for our spin backs, and then we have this to negate or pop like spells, which I don't think they have anything except Field Spell. We have Called by the Grave, which is going to be disgusting. This card should be banned. And then these 3 cannot be used as Super Poly material. So that means if I spin back with Mind Shuffle this and some Luster, he can't Super Poly anything on my board. Then he goes into the Sora. I go Chain, Called by the Grave on this, and this shuts down his entire deck. He needs this. You can see he has it in hand. It was tempting to use it from hand after, but he can't now. So we go Luster. We are gonna... I feel like maybe we didn't even need to banish this, to be honest. So he goes droplets, dodges, and then sends it to the grave. Link summons to trigger this, and then he can fuse. I guess he actually wants to use the effect instead. So adds Alistair into the Invoked, and then goes Sorath into the Babylon, and then he is gonna banish my Archfiend. Fine. Goes sets Invocation, and then goes Invocation, summon the Elysim. Now Elysim can actually banish everything except the Luster. So I'm gonna just see if he would actually respond with anything here, but he doesn't. And I wanted the Dark Magician Engrave anyway. So then he goes, he can't really beat my Luster here. And I also have this, which is going to reduce him to 0, so he will almost never be able to actually out the Swordman. The Luster, and then I can win on the following turn. And yeah, he can't really do anything here. And then let's see this one against Dino GMX. Okay, so he goes Soul, Eating Overraptor. We are going to chain the Greco because he can, we're going to have to do this sooner or later because he's going to put up like negates with the Xyz monster, and then there's like some other ones that he can put up like Lars and so on. We're going to get our ad out of the way, and then we're just going to wait for them to finish their combo. Yeah, I feel like the only downside to playing this deck mainly is the fact that, you know, I'm a brand player, so I do like miss the branded cards, but the other thing is you have to wait for your opponent to combo, and you have to watch this fucking cutscene. That's the thing I hate the most. So he goes into the crocodile, what's it called? Archosaur, Animadorned Archosaur. There's no way they call that. I thought it was called something different. What? Okay, I guess not. So he goes Promethean into the GMX Salandia, and then revives back the Miscellaneosaurus, goes Amphibious Swarmship. Okay. How many interruptions do you guys think he ends on after all this? He goes SP, banish the ritual spell. Okay. When did this come out? Do you guys remember this card? I played GMX for hire, but I don't remember this. This is probably like new support, right? With this. Oh yeah, it was like the final wave they gave for this. Not final wave, but like the latest one they gave them. Okay, I don't know how like these work, to be honest. I haven't tested like these new cards. I know this can summon itself from grave, and it's like a weird effect because it says if you excavate a card by a GMX card effect, you can activate the following based on where it was, and then you can like special summon this card if it's in grave, which it is right now. And then he has this, which is gonna be like a monster negate, I guess. It's a continuous trap, so you can use it every turn. He can fuse with this. He can flip everything face down. He can SP banish. He can negate twice with this and destroy. And then he also can revive this. And then he can Promethean Princess. Okay, he has a lot of interruptions here. All we need is Sword. So we're gonna go Curtain, summon OG from hand, and then go add Dark Magician. We go Pharaoh Reveal. So you can see I made the Curtain play first to bait out this, because now what's gonna happen is I go Pharaoh Reveal this. If he doesn't respond to this, I go Gaze on the OG Dark Magician, and he can't respond to it. Then I go Dark Magician effect to pop, and he has no way to stop this. So I pop this and then win, because he has only 2800. I know, I was getting kind of cheeky with this one, but you know, he negated here, and what that means is I can actually spin back now and some Luster, force out his other stuff. That's why I established the level 7. So you can see like Curtain is disgusting. It's so insane. So he pops it. We are gonna banish the Umbral Whale, just so Promethean doesn't trigger. He thought for a long time before he used this. I think he wanted to bait me out to use something. I don't know what exactly, but he wanted something off this because he knows it can't, you know, do anything here. So I'm gonna go Gaze now. After I go Mind Shuffle, add Swordman, discard the Dark Magician to get it in grave, so I can go Gaze on it, and then go into D-Mod instead of Dragoon. So if he responds, yep, just like this, I can spin back, summon Swordman. The mind games are insane, huh? So now we're gonna go Swordman. Now Swordman actually is affected because I have no ritual spell. So this was forcing out his Promethean, and then if he doesn't doesn't go Promethean to pop his own card, I can go Swordman, banish his back row. If he does, which he's doing now, I spin back some Black Chaos, and then I can still summon it by getting rid of the Luster. Now we go add back the Gaze of Demise, so I can go Dragoon on his turn. Then we are gonna target. He is gonna chain this, which doesn't work, and then banish his back row, and he has no more interruptions here. We basically just with Mind Shuffle and Curtain, just baited out his entire board, all his interruptions, destroy his entire board, and we're about to OTK him as well. Insane, right? Yeah. So let's watch this one against Branded. So once again, we have actually no hand traps. Okay. Goes Alburn to Branded Fusion. This was kind of interesting. He went, I don't know why you do that, but he went Lubellion, send Mercurier, so he can go Albion, banish the Mercurier. But there's a big issue with this play. I think. Hold on. Yeah, it's the fact that if you add, like, Fallen of White actually can't do anything on its own. You can't synchro anymore. You have to use its effect to send to the grave, and then, like, it's not gonna be enough. You only have, like, Titan or Albion. And the other thing is, if you add Cartesia off this, Cartesia can't summon because you have no Albaz in the grave or the field. So it's not a great play for you to make. I think it looked better in his head until he realized this actually doesn't work. But he has Nadir, so Nadir actually like fixes that, you know, thing where like if you open Fallen of White here alone, if you add Fallen of White, you send only one card, but you can send the other one as well with Nadir. So Nadir makes a huge difference here. So then he goes, okay, for this, but now he's locked, so that means he can't go Cartesia. He has to just play on the end phase and play on my turn. So when they set with Albion a Fallen Virtuous, this usually tells me this is either a Droplet or Branded Retribution. I usually think Retribution. Because, yeah. It's just like better to actually set Retribution than FNV sometimes. Especially if you're going blind. And usually they have access to FNV anyway. So he's going to add this up the Dogma, so he has this to revive once he discards it, he has this to reduce, he has... But I mean, there's no reason to actually like count the interruptions because like it's Branded. Branded summons interruptions out of nowhere, so it doesn't matter if you count the interruptions or not. There's 100 different lines you can make, it depends on which one you make. That's going to give you a certain number of interruptions. So start with Curtain to see if he has Retribution, which he does, perfect. Now why start with Curtain here? I know he has Retribution, or at least I was thinking he has it. Because it negates the activation, so I can add it back with Black Chaos later and use the Curtain to make the extra push to OTK my opponent. So I'm gonna go Farah now and then reveal, I think Corrupted Ritual in case he has Ash Blossom or a Drone Lockwood. I was thinking he has a hand trap in hand, which there was one unknown, and it was Perulia, so it was a hand trap, but it wasn't the one I was worried about, like Droll or Ash, and he actually doesn't play them. Okay. So you can see I add Black Chaos immediately. You guys haven't seen me make that play before. I do make it sometimes in some duels. It doesn't come up that often, but you can look at this, okay? You need Farah for this. So you go Ritual Spell, and then you are going to tribute the Farah, summon the Black Chaos, and then you put this on the highest chain because it's unaffected. In case he has like a Mercurier or something, but Mercurier I don't think was live anyway, and it's already vanished. This guy went Quem, send the Ecclesia, which told me he doesn't play Branded Sword, because usually you go Sword, add back the Mercurier. So I'm going to summon this, and then he goes into Secretariat. Secretariat actually stops this effective banish, and also stops this from taking control. I do have Fallen Virtuous, which I'm saving actually. So I was initially saving it for OG Albaz, but because he actually wants to use it on this, he can't fuse with this. This doesn't matter. I also know his entire board. I know what this is, I know these, and I know this is not Ash or Droll, most likely, because he would have used them. So he goes for this, fuse into Lubellion, probably going to either Dogma or Mirror Jade, doesn't matter. Goes to Dogma, okay, and then shuffles back my Ritual Spell. So because he shuffles back my Ritual Spell here, I go FNV, and I'm going to pop this. After I do this, he immediately has to go FNV, pop this, because otherwise I would go activate this, target this card, and banish it face down. You don't want this banish face down. So he's going to use it now, and then he is going to revive. Okay, I don't think he knows how this card works. This card is only on Fusion Summon. While you control this Fusion Summoned card, your opponent cannot activate the effect of Special Summoned monsters. This was revived from the grave, so now it's Special Summoned. This does not work, my friend. Nice try, but yeah, maybe in the TCG you would have gone away with this, but not on here. That's also why I prefer this over TCG, because like, they probably would have gotten away with this against a lot of players, I'm not gonna lie. Except like very good players. because this is just unfair. They summon this, and it's an illegal play to be applying this effect. Even if you don't tell your opponent, you just summon it and keep it on the field. Your opponent would think, okay, well, I'm affected by this, right? Because you revived it, so I have to play around it now, and I can't activate something, and they scoop. So that's why I like the simulators more, because like they simulate a real duel. Not like the TCG. TCG is like whatever you can get away with, basically. So he goes, we go anima, he scoops here. Okay. So we're not locked into anything. We went Dmod, add the souls, and then souls was dumping, and then what we can do is that we can actually go anima, suck this up, and then we go cross cheap, activate this, and we can actually link climb, but I think we can add Swordman back as well. We would 100% win this, and yeah. That is GG's. I don't think we also used this just yet. And then game 2. So he's gonna go high spirits in the drop is to play on Droll, and then he is gonna send a Albion, and then sends Titan with Fallen. Goes Ecclesia into Ecclesia Synchro. What do you guys think about my hand here? It's been a while, and I'm talking like months since I opened Double Mind Shuffle. That's like the whole reason, right? That we played Double Mind Shuffle, so we don't see both in the hand, and it's fair enough. If I played all these duels and I only opened it like once in like months, I'm okay with this. I think it was either once or twice, I don't remember. But this is not really the greatest, because if he has Ash Blossom, I lose. Again, it's always Ash Blossom called by the grave. The other cards are like, maybe you can play around them, even with a hand like this. But Ash, you can't, okay? So Super Poly can give me an additional play where I can discard this and then go add the Swordman, and then Swordman can place it back. So there are plays I can make, but I have to make them through his interruptions, which is the main issue. That's why, you know, drawing one Mind Shuffle, even if you can play around it, going second, you can't. You will instantly lose. So he goes Sword Souls, goes Quem Revive, goes Cartesia, and then he revives Albaz to fuse with it into Gragnol, or goes MJ, okay. And then he goes add a Albaz. Sets Retribution, and he has Fallen Virtuous. Okay. So he has Aliber Engrave, which is an interruption. It can come up and can be quite decent, actually. Mainly because it can negate the rituals, and it can happen in the damage set as well. And then he can fuse, Synchro, Banish, revive it back, banish again. Pop, negate. Yeah, he has lots of interruptions here. Top deck Harmonia, not the greatest. Thankfully, he doesn't have Ash, so I can add a Celtic Sage instead. So, the reason I made this is, if I add Swordman, first of all, I don't have any targets for Super Poly, actually. My targets were only Alba's targets. I didn't have a proper side deck. I played Alba, and then I already have this for FNP, and you can see I have no other targets. I didn't side in the other stuff. Maybe I should have just sided in the Mexuza as well, because it would have been live here, and I can fuse with these cards, but then if I fuse with this, that's a big issue. So I don't even want to do that, even if I could. So we're gonna go Celtic Sage instead, because I need the random cards to draw here. And then it's also gonna make me discard the Mind Shuffles, so that I can play the game. So yeah, and then if he activates the Ecclesia Synchro, which he's doing now, I can go up and be, the Harmonia. And then he goes Brand Retribution, and now we force out the Retribution, that's good. Good. We're not locked into Synchros, we can still make our plays here. Draw, and we actually draw very well here. We got the Skull Dragon, we also got Archfiend, and we can discard our Mind Shuffles. I discarded one of the Mind Shuffles, not both, because I do want to keep one in hand just in case it gets stopped and I don't have a way to actually access Mind Shuffle. I can just set it and pass, and I can still play. And I also get Multiplying Kariba here. So we're gonna go Celtic Mystic. I could have not used this just to not play into Mercurial, but I wanted to force out Mercurial. And then I would summon Multiplying Kariba, and then if he activates anything else, I trigger Multiplying Kariba to add a Grifo, and then I can go Archfiend, shuffle back the Mind Shuffle, and I can place the Mind Shuffle with the Grifo that I'm gonna add. You can see he does it now. We're gonna add a Grifo, he chains, and he revives. So what was he worried about? It's the fact that I showed him my hand with the Celtic Mystic. He knows I have Super Poly in hand, so he wants to make a play where I don't have a chance to go Super Poly his Albaz. Because I can Super Poly this board now. But you can see he chains, activates this, and then chains this. So I don't have a chance to like activate this. The chain will resolve, where he is gonna revive and then fuse immediately. So Albaz will not be on the field at that time. But that's what I thought he was gonna do, but he didn't actually do that. He kept Albaz on the field. Alright. Sure. Goes Mixuza because he wants to set up a Secretarion Dragon play because he thinks we lose to Secretarion because it kind of stopped my my hand on game 1. He doesn't know. He thinks this card actually beats us. Okay, let's see. Revives Mirror Jade. We're gonna go activate this. Shuffle back his Ecclesia Synchro, his Retribution for follow-up, and then summon this. And then he is gonna activate this to fuse. I think Super Poly this. Yep. So we're gonna get rid of both of his Albas to go into Alba. And then Alba can't be fused with in case he doesn't have Super Poly. I know this is Fallen Virtuous. So now we go Ritual Spell. He chains this, his Self Black Chaos, by going into Secretarium, but again, this doesn't work, because I have Luster, right? Luster doesn't care. We set my shuffle immediately. So this way, if he chains anything, I go spin back and win. What do you guys think about this play? Summon Luster, targets his known Fallen Virtuous, so that he can't Fallen Virtuous my Mind Shuffle. He either has to chain it now, or he doesn't, it doesn't matter, then I go just attack in battle phase over his monsters. If I attack over Mirror Jade, it will not trigger because it was summoned from the graveyard. Again, this is like the Secretarion. It also has to be fusion summoned. If your opponent makes this fusion summoned card in your control, leave the field. This is now special summoned because of Quan. So I would attack over both of these, and then I'd make room, and then I can just continue playing. So now I just spin back. And then he chains MJ, that's completely fine. Go Black Chaos, and now I can attack. And then we can add a Swordman, just in case he uses anything. Like, okay. I actually was thinking about a play, and then I accidentally fucked up. And you can see I actually was attempting to make that play, and then I messed up. I was gonna go add Mind Shuffle, and then, add with Mind Shuffle, add Black Chaos, or Swordman, I guess, and then discard the Luster. So I have this engraved, and I can shuffle it back, summon Swordman on main 2, and banish this cards. But I made a mistake. I actually attacked over all of his cards. And you can see I was intending to make this because I discarded the Luster. So he negates the spine. I should not have attacked over Aliber. Keep the Aliber on the field, summon the Swordman, and then banish 2. And you can see I can only summon once from the extra deck. So I won't have like Link plays or Demod plays, and I don't actually need them. I just want 2 level 7s for the Fallen Virtuous. So I'm gonna have to do this now, but no banish, so this actually stays on the field, which is annoying. It already used this effect, but this is where Black Skull Dragon is insane. These all trigger in the graveyard in the end phase, so I can just keep tagging in and out and set up all my interruptions in the end phase. You can see I only have like maybe 1 interruption with Luster if I add it, but now this actually makes it completely different. Look at this. Set Spell Shattering Sword, summon Black Chaos again. We use the effect because we never were able to use it prior. Add the Corrupted Ritual. Okay, this is a mistake. I should have added Ritual Spell or a Super Poly, so this is live and I can summon it whenever I want. So we summon this again, and then we are going to set a Mind Shuffle. I think I sided out my Chaos Hats, actually. That's why I set another one. Summon Black Chaos again, and then he's going to trigger. There's no reason to actually trigger again, because I don't have any more targets here. We're going to add, he goes Ash Blossom again. Okay. This card needs to go, guys. This card needs to go. It's ruining the duel. Do you guys see how many cards he has in hand? And then just Ash Blossom, stopping my 1 interruption, which I really need the Luster. Okay, whatever, bro. We're gonna spin back, summon the Black Skull Dragon. I know he has Fallen Virtuous, and I want him to be put in a scenario where he just can't activate the FNV. Set a Ritual Spell, and then he's gonna revive. He goes for this, and this is what I was waiting for, because look at this play now. This interaction right here. He is gonna go Ecclesia Synchro, which is what I was worried about initially, which is why I reset the Mind Shuffle again to have 2 Mind Shuffles. Now I activate this one, okay? Because this one cannot get ogred if he has it. Spin back, and then he has to chain FNV. So he chains FNV on this one, because this is getting shuffled back anyway. So now I can actually spin back. Now, unfortunately, if he has ogre, I would have gotten destroyed anyway, so this wouldn't have mattered too much. So now we summon Black Chaos, protect our back row, and then we get to summon Celtic Seed. Celtic draw 3. What would we have drawn into? These 3, I guess. This actually turns on my Black Skull Dragon, so I can put it up again. And then I still have tag in, tag outs, right? Oh my god, wait. Wait, this is actually more insane than I thought. Hold on. Black Skull Dragon is not once per turn, right? You can only use this effect of Black Skull Dragon once per turn. But the effect in the battle phase is not once per turn. And the effect to set is not once per turn. So if I have 2 copies of this, which I will, once we add, we can actually discard one of these. I'm probably going to discard the Gaze of Demise and then keep these in hand. And discard the records as well. This means I can actually activate this to summon itself, and then I can actually tag in, tag out, and I have 2 of these and Swordman. And then that means he can't go battle phase attack over them, because I can just spin back, keep this on the field at all times. And if he chains anything, I would just spin back, go into Black Chaos to protect my back row. And I still have Spell Shattering Sword. That would be insane. Unfortunately, this guy scooped. So, yeah. That would have been insane, though. What do you guys think? Having 2 of these, 4k, and reduce them by 800 twice. 2 4k monsters. Wow. Yeah, goddamn. And then, if at any point, like, he wants to even attack over this, I go for this in the damage step, so he can't respond with anything. Make him 0, so he crashes into this. Nice. So this guy is on a Blitzclique going second build. He made me go first. He plays Forbidden Crown, Droplet, Harmonia, Pot of Sloth in the main. Okay. So we're gonna set 3 in pass. We actually have no plays, but again, this is chaos, doesn't matter. So I'm gonna add here, and then we are gonna go discard the Archfiend. Add Luster, and I still have 1 point Grebo and these. Actually, solid board, I'm not gonna lie. Because we have a negate with this, we have spin back and forth with these. This can summon OG Dark Magician to set up that play. And then we also have a Fallen the Virtuous. Yeah, very good. But he's on Blitzclique, so I have to actually pop my own Mind Shuffle here. Because if I don't, it's gonna turn on his Whiska. His deck is already bricky, like this deck will always brick. Especially because it's a going second build as well. So we activate the Ritual Spell, add back. The Mind Shuffle, we go Ritual Spell, and then summon the Black Chaos, add back. He goes F and B. We can't stop this. But what I can do is add back the Ritual Spell, and then go Luster, banish the Swordman, and force out his Droplet. And then we go Normal Summon into Anima, and then revive the Archfiend. Shuffle back his Albion, so he doesn't get F and B in the end phase. Attack, and then go SP with these, and banish his Forbidden Crown. It doesn't matter if he chains Crown here, because Crown doesn't work on this, and then Tassus stop this, which is the same thing. If this gets if this banishes it, or this goes Crown on this for 1 turn, it makes no difference. It's the same thing. And then we also trigger the Archfiend, and then he scoops. Okay, sure. Now we go Blitzclique game 2. I side in a Perulia. No, I actually have no plays here. So I just pass. And I go Perulia, because his deck, again, bricky. He bricks. Alright. So we're going to top deck a Ritual Spell. We also bricked again. And then he is going to go first. And this is like the only game that I actually bricked, because usually what happens is like they actually have plays, and then these turn on everything. Starter, and then this, tag in, tag out. We get both rituals. Like, you get insane plays off these. But because he has no plays, we can't play. But now we go Curtain for OG Dark Magician. We go D-Mod. He goes Forbidden Crown. We go Chain, Fold the Virtuous, and Pockets. Again, no Ash, no Coldbind, no win, basically. These are the only 2 cards. So he chains Fua, we chain go into D-Mod. Sorry, the Dragoon, and then we go Souls, dump the Swordman. And what we can do with Souls is actually it's going to carry here, because it can go dump the Swordman and then activate its effect to draw 1 by dumping this. And then now we have this plus the Swordman that we sent. So we add back the Swordman Virtual Spell, we activate Black Chaos Swordman, place Mind Shuffle. And now we have full combo, right? So we are going to add back, draw into Spell Shattering Sword, activate Swordman, place Mind Shuffle. And then we're going to add, discard the Archfiend, get the Celtic, and then grab a Black Chaos, go Celtic, draw 3. Yeah, it's over. This is way too overwhelming now for him. Summon the Skull, and then we are going to reset the Ritual Spell. Summon Black Chaos, add back a Spell Shattering Sword, activate this, summon, and attack for game. I've had like many different ways to actually OTK here. But yeah, we also reduce them by 800, which is kind of funny. And then we have another Blitzclique here. So he is going to go first this time. This is a going first build, I guess, kind of. It's a Ryzeal build, yeah. So it goes Ritual Spell, gives me a token, goes Emmy, and then I'm going to chain Fallen Virtuous, the Multiplying Creeper to this. Because if he has Fallen Virtuous, he would have to pass up on this, which I think he needs here. This deck is ass, right? If it doesn't, like, trigger these effects. It's already super bricky, so you need to actually resolve these. So it actually plays into the Multiplying Creeper without having to play into F&B. And then what we can do is I can either wait till the end phase to play around his stuff, but I actually wait for the breakaway because this can pop. I want it to engrave before I make this play. Go set Mind Shuffle, and then we go add. He spins back with Alternator. We're going to chain the Skull Dragon, discard the Ritual Spell to summon itself. I'm going to add Black Chaos immediately in case he has something to actually get rid of the Mind Shuffle. So I can immediately spin back and summon. Yep, like the Whiska, exactly. So he goes Whiska, and then we spin back some Black Chaos. If I added Swordman, the Archfiend, and discarded, I would not have this, and then he would just chain Whiska, pop this. Pops the Multiplying Creeper instead. We go Spell Shattering Sword. He triggers this. We go add a Gaze of Demise back, and then he goes Overtake. Okay, the Over Voltage. This actually forces me out because he can then chain this to spin one of these back to pop. Return one Thunder. Wait, you can only use each effect. Yes. Return one Thunder you control to the hand, then target one card on the field destroy. I don't think there was anything like stopping it. I guess he wanted to keep it for the next turn because he wouldn't have this interruption. But you definitely just chain this here, right? So then he attempts to negate, and then I spin back again. I don't know why he's not chaining the breakaway. He wants this on the field to negate, but okay. Spin back again, summon the Black Skull. Now, you are giving me a lot of advantage off this. I think he scoops, actually. I don't know what the hell he was doing, but okay. So, again, we have a very good hand. This guy is on Blitzclique as well, and he is going to summon this guy. Lightning Rod Lord. Neither player can activate spell cards during main phase 1. This does nothing, basically. So end phase, we're going to activate Grifo, and then he is going to Ash. We're going to chain the Black Skull Dragon, summon it, and then we still get to set one of our spells. We're going to go Chaos Hats here to check one of his hand traps. We're going to add, he goes F&B, that is fine. And then we are going to go Black Chaos, place another Mind Shuffle, activate the Ritual Spell, add back, and then we're going to attack. And that's all we have to do. We don't actually have to do anything else. Set Mystic Box, we have a solid board here. We're going to spin back, activate, Albion in the end phase. We are going to spin back to summon. And then we can summon it by its own effect, to trigger its effect again. And get the Spell Shattering Sword. Alright, good luck. Now, he actually could have F&B'd this. I don't know why he didn't, though. He probably should have. I do have two, and I can't Chaos Hats his F&B. But I think he should have done that, right? What do you guys think? So we're going to spin back, he goes F&B to pop, and then we're going to activate the other Mind Shuffle. So the reason I did this, instead of activating this again, is because if he has Ogre, which this deck should be playing Ogre because it's Blitzclique, right? They do play Ogre. By flipping this face up, I actually beat Ogre, right? Spin back, and he can't Ogre now. And then we go Black Chaos to protect. And then summon Swordman, and he loses. Yep, there's nothing you can do now. He goes activate this, okay, sure, it doesn't really matter. I also have Mystic Box, so I'm going to spin back, summon this. I was saving the Mystic Box for something else that targets, like this. So now we spin back, pop, and then we summon the Black Chaos. And then we spin back again. Yeah, Chaos is just nasty. We're going to attack for game now, and that is GG's. Yep. And then we have this one, Final Duel, against Angelechy. This is Swordsoul Angelechy, actually. Swordsoul Angelechy. Okay. Our hand is not great, actually. But I'm going first, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to go F&B, pop his back row. We go Celtic, draw 3. He goes Ash, turns on my Talents. Talents, draw 2. And then we draw into... Yeah. Okay. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think about this deck. and I will catch you guys in the next one.